And good morning at 7:04 on this Friday, January 24th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. A Friday morning, cloudy and overcast, a little bit warmer. We welcome you to our program, and we welcome our friends from Wilson Bank and Trust. Well, really, one friend this morning who's here to talk about the bank, but we have a different one every week. And this Friday, we're glad to have Kevin Sanders with us. Kevin is Senior Vice President, Head of Lending Support and Development. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Always good to see you, or whomever the bank sends, but there are so many of you, and you don't get to come as often as you once did.
That's right, one or two times a year, so I always look forward to it. It's been fun.
Well, how long have you been with the bank?
Be 20 years in May, believe it or not.
You have seen a lot of growth in that time.
A lot of growth in Middle Tennessee, a lot of growth in the bank.
And you have moved up some, too.
Yes, sir.
Well, what are we going to talk about today?
We are talking about the Southern Home and Garden Expo presented by Wilson Bank and Trust. It's just coming up 2 weeks away. It's hard to believe. February 7th and 8th at the Farm Bureau Expo Center there on Bador Parkway. We'll be out there on Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. and then again on Saturday from 9 to 5 p.m. This show's been going on for 20 plus years, and we'll have over 100 vendors out there just talking about all kinds of anything home related, from building, home remodeling, projects, decorating, landscaping, and it'll all be under one roof there at the Expo Center.
Well, this has been something people look forward to, and maybe by February the 7th and 8th, you get a little bit cooped up. What's the word?
Cabin fever.
Cabin fever, yes. And so this is a good way to get over that.
Right. I think it's really the kickoff to the spring is what gets me going to think about what I'm going to be doing out in the yard over the spring and summertime and the projects that we have. You know, other than football, what else is going on in early February, right?
Right. And it's about come to an end. Well, you have a great reason for doing this, and I think we have expressed many times about it's worth people's while to come and see what you have as a bank to offer, but not only that, to what is available, new things that are coming along. Keep up with the times, if you will.
That's right. All things from decorating tips and tricks to the landscaping, just the hardscapes that's out there. It's really, even if you're not interested in buying something at that time, just getting ideas is worth that. Come and meeting the people from Wilson Bank and Trust. We're there to help you in any of your financial needs. We'll have expo-only loan specials and specials there, so definitely, if you're looking to buy or build a house, now is the time to come and meet one of our lending specialists for sure. We have usually over 3,000 to 4,000 people at this show between the 2 days, so it's highly attended, and it's free.
Yeah. Oh, yes, and free parking and free admission. So it doesn't cost.
You don't get that very often these days, right?
That is true, and a lot of things really to register for and possibly win.
Right. There's probably over $15,000 worth of gifts that we'll have there. The bank will be giving out digital meat thermometers, some screwdrivers there while supplies last. If you register we'll be giving away a Blackstone grill and a $500 MasterCard. So really excited about the opportunities. We also have sponsorships from several of our exhibitors, like Patriot Structures going to be giving out a 65-inch Samsung TV, Fakes and Hooker a paint package. Walnut Woods, a set of poly gliders, those really nice gliders you put on your front porch, valued at almost $1,500. And then Tri-Green Equipment, some handheld lawn equipment as well, too. So just really excited about what, really when all the businesses come together to really showcase the best of what we have here in Middle Tennessee and Wilson County.
Right, and I think you have a lending special that we never divulge on the air, but to remind people that if you come and meet certain situations, you can get an even better lending deal.
Right. There's definitely some expo-only loan specials that we have regarding really construction loans, so really excited about that. That's one of the things that Wilson Bank and Trust really prides ourselves in is construction lending, something we do really well at and really take pride in that. We think that's a really niche for us in this market.
Well, as far as lending goes, this is, as you are head of lending support and development, I know you keep your eye on interest rates and the economy and how things are going. How is it really looking for 2025?
There's some projections of downward, but, there's still really good job reports as well. And, there's a lot of mixed signals. Who really knows? I wish we all had the crystal ball. I probably wouldn't be at the bank if I had that crystal ball.
But you have money to lend, and you are making loans, and you certainly encourage people to try Wilson Bank before they quit.
That's right. We would definitely want the opportunity to earn your business.
Yeah. Well, I guess that pretty much does it. But Kevin, thanks for being with us this morning. And again, that is February 7th and 8th, 2 weeks from today and tomorrow, and at the Farm Bureau Expo Center. The fairgrounds right here at Lebanon, Tennessee. And we always close by saying Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're 10 minutes after the hour. It is Friday. That means it's time for our Friday Senate report. And here he is, Senator Mark Bodie.
Good morning, Coleman. What a great day to be alive.
Oh, it's warmer today.
It is.
A little bit.
And looks like it's going to be warmer this weekend. So, maybe the coldest weather is gone a little bit.
It would be all right with me. But now you came from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I don't know, are in that area, the Wisconsin area. Anyway,
Wisconsin.
You're familiar with Green Bay. And you pull for the Packers, by the way.
I do, although they didn't do well in the playoffs at all.
But does weather have any reason to do with your coming this way?
It does a little bit. When I was up there, I didn't like the cold weather all the time, and so we wanted to get into a warmer climate. And, it was interesting because I've actually lived all across the country, and my wife and I, when we were looking at different parts of the country to move to, we chose Tennessee. We chose Tennessee for its environment, its weather, its taxes. There was a lot of things that we were looking all across the country. Where would we want to go and raise our family? And we chose Tennessee.
Did you ever dream when you rolled into Tennessee to make this your permanent home, at least permanent for a while, that you would be a part of our state legislature?
Well, when you move into a new area, that's not something that's right on your mind at that moment. Although I will tell you, I actually ran in Wisconsin to be a state representative up there. So
your venture here was not your first then?
That's correct.
Yep.
That's correct. So, and when I ran in Wisconsin, I actually ran as an independent. I wasn't running as a Republican or Democrat. And I got to tell you, there's good things on both sides of the party. And we had chosen at that point to run independent. However, I got beat so bad, Coleman, it was just absolutely horrible. So I had to make a decision what I was going to do, and I like the Republican Party for their platform.
All right. Well, let's get to current events. The governor has called a special session of the legislature. I understand it's next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Is it for sure 3 days or?
No, it can go on. It doesn't have to end on Wednesday. It could go on for several more days.
Does it have to go 3 days?
It does, because it doesn't even have to go 3 days. It could be stopped the very first day. Somebody could go and say, we want to adjourn. However, you typically got to have 3 readings on any piece of legislation. So, we'll read it first a couple times the first day. So we'll have 2 separate sessions, and then we'll start assigning it to committees and moving it forward to actually vote and debate. And it'll be a relatively quick session. However, they did say we've got to be prepared to come in on Friday, Saturday as well. We don't know how long it's going to last.
Mm-hmm. What kind of feedback are you getting from your constituents? Are you getting any, really?
Oh, yes. No, I'm going to tell you, first off, I've lost Debbie. And Debbie's been with me for, I've known her and her family for over 40 years. We started going to church together a long time ago. But she's got a promotion. And I hate to keep anybody from getting a promotion, so she's accepted the promotion. She'll be with the chairman's office, and that's going to be exciting for her. And we'll have a new person starting, but she's like somebody that would know everything that's going on before I would even know it. So when numbers came in, or how many calls we got on one or emails on the other. She would help me sort those out to say what it is. But on this one, we're going through, and there's a lot of passionate people on both sides of the issue. And there's been a lot of people saying, hey, this is against public schools. And we're not trying to say that we're against public schools in any way. We're just trying to say, this is an opportunity for parents to have choices of what they would like. And so we're trying not to have it as a phrase of saying, it's either for or against public schools. It's going to be more saying, hey, parents, what is going to be the best choice for you? Now, whether this bill goes through or the amendments, I know there's going to be many, many, many different amendments in both the House and the Senate. And we've got to see if this is a bill that comes through that I'm going to be supportive or not. And in the past, I've said, as the bill started, I said, I'm not going to vote for something like that. But they would have changed to where I would.
And if you have two bills that aren't identical, the House version and the Senate version, the differences have got to be ironed out, and that's got to be done within the time frame for the special session?
Yes, they have to come back, and they have to be worded exactly the same way so that even if they go to a conference committee, they'll come out exactly the same way, and then we vote on whatever the final bill would be.
All right, we need to go to a break. Before we do, let me ask, is this pretty much, or is it not, a Democrat-Republican thing?
No. There are great Republicans on both sides of this issue. So this is not a partisan issue. It is going to be, if it was strictly Republicans, then we wouldn't have to have much of a debate. It would just go through. But it is a deeply divided issue, even in the Senate.
Okay, we'll take our break right here. Our Friday Senate Report with Senator Mark Pody here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's gotten a little bit heavier the last few minutes. Certain sections of I-65 down through the Madison area, especially 65 there at Trinity Lane. It's only going to get busier in the next 15, 20 minutes on 24, passing 840 as that traffic leaves Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 westbound up through the Antioch area. Hey, when you need dependable towing, make sure you call STR Towing and Recovery, serving all surrounding counties here in Middle Tennessee. Check out strtow.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
A new year of letting go. Do you need to let go of that big yard? Is it too much work? Do you need to let go of all those acres you're mowing? Do you need to let go of that big house and scale down that square footage and have less cleaning time?
We can help you let go and start a new beginning with your real estate needs. Call us today. Remember, don't make a move without us.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmenthaler at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Cumberland Phoenix Baseball is back in action and chasing another Mid-South Conference championship with a big 50-game schedule, including a whopping 35 home games. That gives Phoenix fans plenty of chances to catch a game or two at Woody Hunt Stadium, also known as the Six, where all U.S. military veterans get in free. You can hear every game on these radio stations or on GoCumberlandAthletics.com. The season starts on Saturday, February 1st and Sunday, February 2nd. We'll see you at the Six.
We continue here on a Friday morning, our Friday Senate Report. Senator Mark Pody. The special session for sure, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I guess that's what we pretty much should talk about because there's plenty of time, I guess, after that to talk about other legislation. This is what seems to be on everybody's mind right now. What's going to happen? And as we were discussing here during the break, both the Senate and the House have to pass the same piece of legislation. And from what you're telling me, there seems to be maybe there's a bigger question as whether the House is going to favor it. The Senate seems to, from what you're telling me, if I can read between the lines a little bit, that the Senate's probably going to vote for it.
Yes. When they did the vote count in the Senate. They feel they've got over 20 votes, so they feel very confident in the Senate that it was going to pass. But the House, I don't know about. The House is going to be a lot closer. But there's some amendments that I think that this needs to look at. And Coleman, I'm actually putting amendments on myself. There's a couple things that I'd like to see happen. One of them is how it is funded. And rather than having it funded out of the general fund, because that's exactly where public education comes from, is out of that general fund. We've got something like the lottery fund, where that's where we have higher education as well as pre-K is funded out of the lottery funds. We've got a new funding source, and that would be the sports betting. That was just recently passed. And I would say, if we're going to do something like this, can't we just make that fund available for this? And that way we don't have to add any more money or whatever that's not necessary for public education now. And that way there's two separate funds, so nobody's going to say we're taking public education money to do this. It would be a separate form of funding. And then where it's not a number of 20,000, if there's enough to fund 5,000 school choice vouchers or 50,000, whatever is in that fund would be available. And I would like to do it a whole lot more based on that specific form of funding rather than taking it out of the general fund.
How big a sell is that to your fellow legislators?
It's going to be a big sale. I mean, it's going to be... but I'm going to try. I mean, that's just going to make it in a position where it's not going to give us a number of how many kids are going to be able to have this. It's going to be more, what is the funding available for it? And that's the limit I think that we should put. Whatever that funding is there, let them have that money and use it, and we'll go on a trial basis to see how it works. We'll look at the data and go from there.
Do you know of other amendments that are being proposed that we can talk about a minute here?
Oh, yes. So another amendment that I'm looking at is this: as long as we got education, one of the things that I've been advocating for is these testing that we're doing for our kids and the teachers and such. Do you know that when the teacher gives that test at the end of the year, they can see what the results of that are, but they can never see the test. They can see some of the questions, but they can't see all those questions. And we've fought before. We think that the teachers should be able to see all the questions that they're being held accountable for. This is something that they're graded on themselves. And they told us that it's a fiscal note. It's cost money because then we've got to come up with new questions for the next year. Well, I would like to see some of that money that we've got available go into funding the ability for the teachers to see those test questions when it's done. So I'm going to be putting that amendment on there at the same time. And I think that would be a really good step to help our public school systems and our teachers to let them know, look, you're giving this test, you deserve to see what the questions are.
Okay, how... We haven't even, the special session hasn't even started yet, and
yes,
and we're anticipating a lot of things. Do you anticipate more than 3 days to get this settled? Really,
I wouldn't be surprised if it takes the fourth day. I know that we'll move quickly, which I don't like. I voted against the special session. This is something I don't think we should do. I think that we should have done it in regular session. It is very hard for a full debate to come when you got a time frame like this. I would have rather said, let's everybody take time, let it go through the normal session so you can hear from all sides, debate all the amendments properly. When we only got 1 day to do something like this, I think we're hurried. I would have rather gone through regular session and done it that way than this.
Well, let me throw something else out here, and I'm not trying to take sides here, really, trying to just be fair and balanced or whatever, but the school board, Wilson County Board of Education, I understand, has come out against this.
Yes.
And the county commission the other night, according to Mike Jennings, all that were there, although there was one had some questions, but it turned out to be a unanimous vote against this. Now, what does that tell you?
It tells me Wilson County, our school systems are great. We are doing awesome in Wilson County. Lebanon Special is a great school system. Wilson County schools are great systems. And if we were just saying, does Wilson County, what should we look at it that way? That's one question. On the other hand, not all of our school districts are like this. This is a statewide issue, and I got to look at what is the best for the entire state, not just Wilson County. And I represent more than just Wilson County, so it's not just so. If the question was, does Wilson County need it? I'd say no, I wouldn't have to do this. But if it's a question, do we have areas in the state that needs this, that we need to take a look in and help them? That's a different question. So I got to divide that way and saying, I represent part of Davidson County. I used to represent other counties and such, and they do need it.
Okay. How can this help the people, say, in Davidson County?
So I can tell you that some of my constituents were at Antioch High School. I mean, we all know about the shooting and such.
Right.
And they come in and they say, Senator, what are you guys doing to help us with options? We don't feel safe for our kids to even go into the schools. Some of the schools have gangs. Some of the schools, they're not the same as it is in Wilson County. And they're saying, we need some options and choices. And we've given them some, but they need to have them expanded. And it's very hard when I'm looking at somebody saying, we can't afford the cost of a full private tuition right now. We just can't afford it. But if we could get partial, could we get $5,000 and we can make up the difference, or we can do some things to help. $7,000 is not going to cover the cost of a private school, but some parents are in a situation, at least it will help get them some options. And we're looking at some of those kind of things. How can we leave them?
I can understand how it would help that particular parent, but how is it going to help the school?
Right, so I'm not here. This is not here to help a public school or not help a public school. This is here to do one separate thing. It's going to say, how can I help my parents have choices of where can we educate our children? It doesn't mean that we're helping to support a homeschool or a private school or a public school. It is to say, how can I help that parent make the best choices for their child? Public school is an option, but in no way am I saying this is helping public schools. That's not what this bill is about.
Okay.
So there's no way there that I'm trying to argue that this would be good or bad for public schools. This is strictly to say to parents, I want you to help have an option to raise your own children.
If the votes are there, we know which way it's going to go. However, I can't help but think there's going to be a lot of discussion, a lot of dialogue, a lot of ideas that are going to be put forth, and when it's all over, I'm not sure everybody's going to be in agreement even then.
I totally agree with that. I can tell you, Coleman, we have about doubled the money in the last 10 years to public schools. So since I've been down there, we have what we used to give to public schools and what we're giving now has doubled. So it's not that we're trying to take anything away. So when we can do something like that in a 10-year period of time, that is as significant of an increase. There's no other department that we have that's gotten that kind of increase or raises or what. So I think we're showing that very hard that we're so supportive of public schools. And I think the governor's got more coming for the public schools. So it's not that we're trying to take anything away from them, but we are trying to say, in this case, it's a parent's choice. And if we can help parents make better choices or help them along the way, that's what the governor's trying to do.
Will this pretty much be the same situation for people out in the rural areas, thinner populated areas where their schools probably don't have as many attending, they don't get as much money, but they're what effect will this have any dire effect on them?
I don't, for example, some of the other schools or counties that I used to represent, they don't even have private schools. So they're not there anyway. So it's not that they're going to lose students to a private school that's not even there. So those are options that each parent is going to have to make a choice. Where do they feel is the best way and best place that they can educate their children?
What's this going to be for people who homeschool?
Right now, homeschoolers are not involved in this. So there's not a homeschool. Not that there wouldn't be an amendment to have them have that option, but right now they're not in this.
Well, we've come to within 2 minutes of our time limit here this morning. what else is going on, or is anything else really going on?
So there is more discussion because, the call has gone out for 3 specific things, okay? One of them is going to be the funding over in East Tennessee, and I don't think there'll be much of an argument on that, but it's going to be saying that we've got to help our neighbors in East Tennessee. They lost everything. There's still people sleeping in tents and such, so we got to make sure we can fund that. There's roads that have been washed out. They can't even get to work or whatever. So we're trying to get money available to re-support them and rebuild that. And then what are we going to do with the new administration on the federal level on immigration and people that are here? How much support will the state of Tennessee give in that regard? So those are the 3 things that we're going to be talking about. But the vast majority of the conversation will be on the parental choice for
what
kids.
about that third one? How do you feel about that? You have some ideas you can express in 30 seconds.
Okay, sure. So I want to make sure that if there's people here that are illegally and they have broken the law and they've taken advantage of us, I want to see how fast we can actually help deport them. So that's going to be top on the list. And if they're here illegally, they've broken the law with crimes, with burglary, with whatever. And if we can help get them out of Tennessee, I want to help get them out of Tennessee as quick as I can.
Okay. Well, want to thank you as always. We'll be doing it each Friday here, and it'll be next Friday should be an interesting one. We'll see where we are, and I look forward to your visit then.
All right, thanks, Coleman.
All right, Senator Mark Pody, our Friday Senate report, and that is part 1 of Coleman and Company. We've got more, and we hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety checks. 1780 Franklin Road. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. An accident in the Midtown area, tying up the 3000 block of West End Avenue. Get some flashing lights at that location. Still busy right now on 24 eastbound, coming in from Clarksville as you work your way through Pleasant View. Watching that traffic build out here on 24 westbound. That's starting to load up pretty good on 24 westbound, passing Bell Road through Antioch, coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. Hey, when you need dependable towing, make sure you call STR Towing and Recovery right here in Middle Tennessee. Check out their website, strtow.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
We'll have cloudy skies this morning, becoming sunny this afternoon. Continued cold, highs in the lower 30s. Clear skies tonight, lows between 15 and 20. And then partly cloudy and much warmer for our Saturday, highs near 50. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Friday morning. You can tell we're already having fun, I guess. Welcome to the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. We've got Miss Judy and Miss Medina here from 1330 West Main Street in Lebanon. Great people, great service, people you can trust. Good morning, Miss
Good morning. Good morning.
And good morning, Medina.
Good morning.
Well, what's in your life today?
Well, it's Friday.
Yes, well, that's why you're here.
It's Friday, and it's not, well, it is. Snow flurries. Snow flurries out there, but it's not going to do anything, so don't panic.
No.
Don't get your snow boots out yet. But anyway, I'm sure this weekend will be busy because with it getting warmer, a lot of people's had frozen pipes and things that are going to start thawing out. So everybody kind of keep watching your ceilings and watching around the house and your outside faucets and see what's happening as the weather gets a little warmer here the next few days, just in case. Because we've had one person called Medina yesterday. Medina, you might want to tell them what happened with that.
they have a geothermal unit in their attic, and it froze and the pipes burst Wednesday night, and so some of their ceilings fell down, and they're having to move out of their house now. So it is very horrible. Yes. So that's the importance of making sure you got your pipes undone, you've got everything that you're supposed to have, so it won't freeze, and you just keep an eye on stuff. And I don't know what you could have done about the geothermal freezing, but anyway, those things may happen. Yeah. And the bigger thing is water pipes freezing, making sure you got your water dripping, hose pipes, however you want to say that. If you're from the north or the south, it's a hose pipe. And MJ's laughing at me. And unhook those from outside your hydrant, because when those freeze and then it thaws out, you're not going to know it until you start seeing your floors buckle and everything in your house.
Had a brother-in-law from Indiana, and when he first heard hose pipe, he went out of his mind.
Is it a hose or is it a pipe? It's both.
I used to drink out of it, so I
don't know. So did I. Right. But anyway, what I was saying is, too, this time of the year, people, Christmas is over, and people put their decorations up, and they're kind of looking at their house, and they're like, wow, the house is a lot bigger now that all the stuff is gone. And they're thinking, I've thought about, we had a lady call yesterday, I've thought about moving and downsizing, but I just don't really understand the process, and it's overwhelming to think about. And we just want you to know, if you're thinking about you might want to do something like that, we'll come out and talk with you and go over the steps of how this works. We can make it go fast, or we can slow walk it, whatever works for you. And if we go over everything and you say, you know what, I'm just going to keep what I got and stay right here, that's okay. There's no obligation. And we just want you to understand how all this comes together. Because a lot of people, if they haven't moved in 35 years, they don't even know what the first step is. And they're thinking, I'm getting into something that's going to last too long. And now we've got such a variety of condos available in this area. We've never had these many condos, complexes around town that offer such amenities for people that's been in their house a long, long time. They take care of everything outside. You got a pool if you want to go to. You got a clubhouse if you want to go to. And it's kind of like they downsize all their stuff they've collected all the years. Then they move in, and it's clutter-free, and they feel a sense of when people have done it, and after they've moved in and got settled in, they tell us, I feel so unburdened. So, it's wild to look at them. 2 months ago, we were panicking, and now you're in your condo, and you've got rid of all the stuff that you've been collecting all the years. And they say, now we feel like we can just get in the car and go somewhere and come back and just be free. And this is their time in their life. And I'm at that age, but, I feel like I'm not. And I keep thinking, one day that'll feel so good. So, but just know that you can call us. We'll come out. And if you don't want to do it, it's okay. We don't charge you anything, and we don't get mad at you. We just say, when you're ready, call us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Medina talk now.
All right, Medina.
So whenever she declutters and downsizes, where do you think all that stuff's going? It's coming to me.
Oh.
So then it'll be my turn to downsize and declutter and give to my kids.
That's what the dump was for.
No.
It's not that.
Not in my time.
It's not that easy. No. But wanted to talk about a few lots that we have where, we have properties in Wilson County. We also have them outside of Wilson County. And we have 3 properties in the Crossville area. And right now, I know some people may not think of Crossville because it's cold. Crossville gets more snow than other times. But you're looking at lots now that are properties that you won't close until February or March, and you're looking into spring. So springtime, then you're thinking about the lake. Then you're thinking about golf. Then you're thinking about all this fun stuff and Buc-ee's and Crossville. So we have 2 lots. One of them is in Lake Tansy, which is on the lake in Crossville. And, of course, it's an HOA, and you have restrictions and stuff, but it could be your getaway to where you have a lot and you can build a getaway home or a little tiny home or however you want to do it at Lake Tansy on the lake. Now, that lot is under $8,000, not per square foot, $8,000 period is how much that lot is.
Okay.
And then we have another one in Crossville and Fairfield Glade. And if you like to play golf, that sort of thing there, it's not on the lake, but play golf is what Fairfield Glade is known for. And it has all the amenities there. And that lot is under $5,000. Not per square foot, it's $5,000 total for that lot. So give us a call if you're wanting to be in a community, either on the lake or playing golf and just a getaway type thing. You could live there too if you wanted to. And then we also have another one in Crossville on 1425 Cook Road. And it's about a mile from Genesis Road, which is where Buc-ee's is. Mm-hmm. And this is located in the new I think it's called Stonebrook High School. And it's well known. Everybody wants to be in that school district. And there's a new elementary middle school there as well called Stonebrook, I do believe. And it's in the same school district. And it's a one-level ranch homes, custom built. A family has lived there all these years. And the mother's passed away, so the children are selling. So it's on almost 3 acres, 2.8 acres. But it is listed at $415,000. So $415,000. So give us a call on that one. It's a great area. It's great school district, not far from Buc-ee's, the interstate, however you want to do it, or just have it as a resort home as well. Just go there. So give us a call on that. And then here in Wilson County, we have properties with acreage. We have a Palmer Road that's listed at $1.7 million. It's on 3 acres. Remodeled executive home, all one level except there's 1 bedroom upstairs. It has a outside backyard oasis. So give us a call if you're looking for that. And then on Coast Ferry Pike, if you're wanting to be in the county, we have that one listed at 1.1, and it's 11 acres. 5 acres is with the house. Another 5 acres is beside the house, so nobody would build beside them. That's why they bought that. So give us a call. It's a beautiful one-owner custom home. Mike built that back in 1999, I do believe. And it's all ADA accessible. So give us a call there. Speaking of condos and townhomes that Judy was just talking about, we have Cedar Station. We've got that one located over there for $315,000. It's a 2-level, but it's a one-owner home as well. They're wanting to move back out to the country. So give us a call on that one. We've got Stonebridge, a townhome. We've got Village Circle in 5 Oaks is a townhome. So give us a call if you're looking for acreage or you're just looking for a townhome or condo that you don't have to do anything, but you got to live there. That's all. You don't have to do anything outside.
All
so
right.
Give us a call there.
615-443-3130.
That's it.
All right.
Give us a call.
We all have a great one. Do it again next Friday.
And remember, don't make a move without us.
All right. Thank
See
you
you
so
later.
much. All right. Judy Cox, Medina Hementola, C&D team, Exit Rocky Top Realty. We're 19 minutes before 8 o'clock. I have invited our friends from Compassionate Hands to be with us today, 2 of them at least. We have John Grant, the founder and minister. We have Sheila Weathers, director of ministry development, and they're both right with us right here live in studio this morning. Sheila, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
It's nice to see you again.
It is good to see
And
you.
I understand y'all been real busy. We'll get into it in a minute. John, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Coleman.
I appreciate you coming and being with us. And I hope I didn't get you at the wrong time, but I thought with the cold weather here, maybe there's some needs that you might have that it's been a while since we've had you on, that really it's just time to come and talk about Compassionate Hands again, and the weather's pretty timely as well. I think you'll agree.
Yes, thank you.
What is going on with Compassionate Hands?
Well, we've got 50 churches working together to take care of Wilson County friends who are without housing. And this is our 12th winter of serving, and is going well. Our numbers are actually a little bit down from last winter. I think we're having around 25 men and maybe 6 or 7 ladies would be our average. Last winter it was more like 32 men and 8 or 9 ladies, so slight decrease in the number of people we're serving, which is great.
Any particular reason you can come up for that?
Well, yes, several reasons. One is that during the cold spell, a couple of weeks ago, WEMA hosted an emergency shelter at the fairgrounds. The bigger reason is that we're helping people get off the streets and into housing. We have case managers, we have staff case managers, volunteer case managers, And Sheila's got the numbers. We're helping a bunch of people get off the streets and into rehab or buying them a bus ticket home to be with their families. So we really feel like we're making a dent in the numbers of people who are homeless.
Well, I don't know if that was the original intention. It really wasn't. The original intention was just to keep somebody from freezing to death when it's cold outside.
That's right.
Which you have accomplished and more, I think.
Yes.
But if you can to come in with a story like that, I mean that tells me you're really doing something meaningful.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see.
I have here that we got 36 individuals into housing last year in 2024. We provided 4,537 beds last year. That's 212 unique individuals stayed with us overnight. What that means is now that we have a staff of care coordinators, or a staff and a volunteer care coordinator, that means that the meetings that are happening with them are helping us get our friends into housing or into rehab, back with families, whatever it is, to get them off the street, to get them hope, to get them going forward.
Okay, this emergency shelter to fairgrounds, I mean, I don't think you consider that competition.
Oh, we're thrilled. Bring it on.
Oh, no.
We were so grateful. Yeah, Tamara Feltz, she's the new director of emergency planning for WEMA. She and her team did a fantastic job. I think they were open 8 nights, I think. And they hosted 4 people the first night. By the end, it was up to 18 people. And the people that stayed over there, well, number one, we just didn't have capacity when it was so cold and it was snowing. But the other thing is they had a space where people with dogs could bring their pets. They had places where couples could stay under the same roof. And when we just can't accommodate that. So they were able to serve some people that we cannot serve. And we loved that. So we were so grateful for how they served. It really made a difference when it was so cold.
All right, we've already reached the time to take a break. My guests are Sheila Weathers and John Grant with Compassionate Hands. And we're going to talk more after this break on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. Absolute Kubota, they'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still running slow in Robertson County there in Pleasant View as they finish up an accident on 24. Headed slow in both directions, east and westbound on 24 around the 19-mile marker. Again, that's as you come out of Clarksville there into Robertson County. As traffic builds, 65 southbound over here at Trinity Lane. Hey, when you need dependable towing, make sure you call STR Towing and Recovery. Check out strtow.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Get ready to be inspired because here comes the 2025 Southern Home and Garden Expo presented by Wilson Bank and Trust on February 7th and 8th at the Farm Bureau Expo Center in Lebanon. Explore over 100 local expert vendors and find exclusive deals you won't get anywhere else. Whether you're sprucing up your garden or remodeling your home, the Southern Home and Garden Expo has something for everyone. Admission is free. The Southern Home and Garden Expo, February 7th and 8th, Wilson Bank and Trust, Equal Housing Lender.
1.5 seconds left, no timeouts. Here's your season. Negron gives it to Bird. Bird for the win. It's gone. He did it. College Hoops is back, and so is Cumberland University on the radio. Join me, John Boyce, in the booth for every Mid-South Conference game this regular and postseason for both men's and women's Phoenix basketball. Conference games are every Thursday starting at 5:30 and every Saturday starting at 1 o'clock. Phoenix basketball is right here on 98.9. Cumberland's a winner.
We continue here on a Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate our friends from Compassionate Hands for really taking time out of their busy schedule to be with us. Y'all have, I understand, just been swamped here this week, but we do have Sheila Weathers, Director of Ministry Development, and John Grant, founder and minister, and we've talked about what's going on and about the emergency shelter that WEMA had at the fairgrounds, but next thing I guess we want to talk about, what are y'all doing to help people get back on their feet? And you told me a lot during the break here. You're not resting on your laurels. You are busy, and you have helped a lot of people. And the needs that you expressed to me even here, things I wouldn't even thought about that have to be done, that's part of the process. So what about it, Sheila?
Well, one of the things I don't think people realize is, you have someone that's been unhoused for a very long time. Where's your birth certificate? To get a job, you got to have an ID. To get an ID, you got to have a birth certificate. So we, in 2024, our care coordinators helped 30 individuals get birth certificates, and 22 of those got their IDs. 3, we helped get a car from the Glade Church. You just don't think about those things, And I don't think even people realize we have over 100 people that get their mail at our facility. Well, they have to have an address to get the ID, to get the birth certificate. We helped several get Social Security cards, several get SNAP benefits, several that, mental health assessments, attend counseling services. All of this is to move them forward. And without the help, without our care coordinators, I say they are the boots on the ground. And they are in there every morning with our individuals there that they can go meet with them before they leave the premises each day. Monday through Friday, they can go meet with a care coordinator.
I don't know if this is the mindset of some of these, but I can imagine that it might be that like the whole world is kind of against me, and I've got to have this and this and this, and I don't know how to do much of that. Maybe none of it.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. And in fact, I would say for many people who are homeless, they've given up hope. They're like, I've always struggled. I'm just going to struggle the rest of my life. Why should I even try? The system is so hard. And so that's why we call our center the Center for Hope and Renewal, because we're not just giving them shelter through the winter. We actually are, we're serving in the name of Christ. We're kind. We treat with them with as much respect and dignity as we can. And they talk about, people don't treat me this way. It makes a difference that you believed in me. You helped me get that birth certificate. I thought I'd never get it again. And that's really exciting to see, because they have given up hope. And if you've given up hope, you're just going to go camp in the woods and do what you can do to survive. And
but what you're doing, it seems to me, what my understanding here, it's more than just providing an emergency shelter for a cold night.
Correct.
I mean, it can be just that, and I'm sure it is with some. But at least you are here with your arm extended, your hand out to, hey, you can do better, and offer encouragement.
Yeah, we like to ask, so what's your next step? Because if they have a goal, we can walk beside them. Now, if they don't have any goal other than, I just want to camp and be left alone, okay, we'll keep you safe tonight. We won't let you freeze to death. God bless you. We'll pray for you. But if they say, I really want to get back to my family in Missouri, we can make some phone calls and see if the family will welcome them, and we'll buy them a bus ticket.
Or Washington.
I guess no two are exactly alike, though. You do have some that are for sure similar.
Yes.
And everybody wants to be somebody.
Yes. Yeah, the interesting thing, we had a guy one time, this is about 3 years ago, he found a job on an oil rig down in the Gulf. So we bought him a bus ticket down to the Gulf, because you think about it, you're out on the rig for 3 weeks at a time, you come back to shore for a week, and he'd stayed in a hotel. So he found his job and his housing with that one bus ticket. It was really cool.
And do you know that we have had guests that we have helped that have given back to us, that have sent us donations?
Yes, donors. Yeah.
That have become donors because of how we helped them.
And one thing I've noticed in talking with you in the last few times, you talk about your guests. And you treat them as guests as much as you can, I think.
Absolutely. Well, Jesus did say, when you did it for the least of these, you did it for me. So we say, okay, if this was Jesus walking in tonight, how would we want to treat Jesus? So we make it as nice and as good as we can. That we have such good home-cooked meals. Every night there's a different church bringing in delicious food. A lot of our guests, they'll gain weight through the winter. because the food's so good.
Well, maybe you in the beginning had to prove yourself a little bit to the community, to churches, to people, because you wonder, well, what's this really all about?
Yeah,
you've had time to do that, and I think it shows. And the numbers that you're giving us here this morning, that's it makes it worthwhile. But you spend a lot of time, both of you, I know. And especially when it gets cold, like it's been this week, this is your life.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't it?
We're many hours at the center.
Not to get you to brag on yourself necessarily, but to tell it like it is. You give a lot to this, both of you, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Well, our whole staff and all our volunteers. But we did 24-hour shelters this week when the high was 20. Last week when it was icy, snowy, 24-hour shelters. So. Yeah, it's hard.
And I just have to say this real quick. We have one individual that I have to brag on that went to rehab yesterday. He has been with us for 5 years because I've been there 5 years. He's been there 5 years, and he's one that's in and out of jail. All the officers probably know him. He went to rehab yesterday for the very first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love it.
Taking a while, but.
Yeah. So those that have heard this, you pray for him, okay? So.
Well, is there other things going on with Compassionate Hands that we might mention here? We've got about 6 minutes here.
Yeah,
John has his back to the clock. That's why I say that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so last year I stepped down from being executive director, and God has blessed us with a wonderful new executive director, Mariah Anderson. And so that's freed me up to do more training and more networking in the community. So next Tuesday, we're doing a lunch and learn. The fourth Tuesday of every month, we're doing a lunch and learn and going to talk about activating volunteers. Compassionate Hands has had great success activating 25 volunteers every night because we've got so many churches working together. But if you've ever been a leader, recruiting volunteers is tough. Helping volunteers have a good experience is tough. So we'll talk about what we've learned at Compassionate Hands. And then next month, we'll talk about soul care for caregivers because the work is hard. So you really got to pay attention to how you're doing spiritually and how you're connecting with God. When we've done that program in the past, it's been one of our most popular programs. We'll even have people that are caregivers for an older person or for a family member. They want to come to that class. So we're in a place now where we can offer a lot of training. We just, in the last month, were notified that we received a grant from Wilson County from the Opioid Fund. That's going to provide a bunch of new training where we can train additional case managers to make a bigger impact. There's lots of training, lots of good stuff that's growing out of our work.
I guess one of the a milestone or one of the bigger things that's happened since Compassionate Hands came to be was getting the location over there on what's the street?
College Street.
College Street, yes. North College. You took over a daycare, actually,
correct,
a child care place, and have. Remodeled and revised it to your needs, but that was like a godsend.
It was amazing, and really that's where we were able to add the case managers, because when you're meeting at a different church every night, where would the case managers have an office? Now we have a place and we do classes there. We have counselors there. So having a facility really did take the ministry up several notches. We were able to serve in new ways and more significant ways.
Well, you're probably, there's probably going to be the need for this on and on and on. It's unfortunate, but it is. But it seems you're so much better equipped to handle whatever comes along, and able for those who can and do avail themselves of going further and getting better on their feet. You're such a vital part of that. What as you look to the future, and then I'm sure that you'd like more people to be involved, especially if they can share either their talents or their pocketbook, maybe both.
Mm-hmm. We do. We want more people to be involved, and in ways to do that, you can give on our website, or you can email info@compassionatehandstn.org. You can give on our website financially. monthly. We even have an account now for endowments to be given. And for volunteer, you also can contact info@compassionatehandstn.org. You can walk in our facility and we'll give you a tour right there, then and there, if it's not crazy.
Well, you've given me information here and mentioned this. You have 50 churches working together. Do you see that growing maybe in time? Another year or two, you might be 55 or 60 or 75 or whatever?
Yeah.
We had a church around the corner that walked in one day. They give us flyers because they were going to start Taco Tuesday assembly. And they walked in and they were just like, you could see the lights come on. And they're like, we didn't know you did this. And so now our friends have the option to go on Tuesday nights to Taco Tuesday if they'd like, if they're not coming to our facility. And there's people all around that don't know what we're really doing until they walk in those doors. So I don't know if that means we need to be out there on foot, telling more people what we're doing and meeting with churches that aren't involved.
Well, I think you have a website that has some information. I would hope a wealth of information there.
Yes, CompassionateHandsTN.org.
All right. CompassionateHandsTN.org. It's that simple. And most people are that computer literate now.
Yes.
Most of us, yes.
Most.
Some of us older folks have a little problem, but the younger ones don't. We're about out of time here, but John Grant, we appreciate, and fairly short notice here, being here with us this morning, but appreciate the work you're doing and the fact that we are in a position for nobody to freeze to death out on the sidewalk like happened in Nashville several years ago.
Yes.
So keep up the good work. I guess
Thank you, Coleman.
Best thing to say.
Thank you for having us,
And
Coleman.
Sheila, thank you so much for coming along as well.
Well, you're very
That's
welcome.
going to do it for our program today and for this week. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.